book lovers, welcome to Uncommon Reader. I'm Daniela. Today I'm doing the end of the year book tag. I was kindly tagged by my friend Precious at Reading Through the Generations. This tag was created by Ariel Bissett. 7 questions. Let's start right away with the first one. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? So I have started one and I have 2 more to go, which are part of my December TBR. I'm currently reading The Daughter by Clara Uzon, who is a Spanish writer. Unfortunately, I found out this book is not available in English, but I will list down below all the languages you can find this story in, as it's quite an important story. It's a true testament of the Balkan War during the 90s in what was once Yugoslavia, and it's based on true facts. So there's a lot of historical facts in it and also a personal story, which is quite captivating. I really love these types of books, but I know not necessarily very Christmassy. So for that, I actually decided to read this year Mr. Dickens' Carols. I believe that's the English title of this novel by Samantha Silva. And definitely I'm going to keep this for the Christmas week. And also I'm going to read before the end of the year The Discovery of Netherlands or Holland by Jan Brokken, who is Dutch writer. And this is also a true story of a real hotel that was opened in the 1881. Hotel Spander, who used to have guests such as Picasso, Kandinsky, Signac, and even Proust. And here they say here Proust found inspiration for one of his characters in the research. Oh, Le Recherche. Better said it in French. So the 2 daughters of the founder of the Spander Hotel used to pose for these artists, and here are some beautiful paintings we'll find, and also pictures of the artists who came to visit or spend time during the summer, I believe. And it's filled with photos, with posters of these artists' work. Oh, this beautiful painting by Signac. Yeah, so I look forward to discover the history of this famous hotel. Moving on, question number 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Yes, I do. So I am actually ecstatic to have this book at home because it's not being published in Italian yet, but I had it shipped directly from France, and it's my beloved author Emmanuel Carrère with his new book called Côte. So this book is in French, and I will definitely carry this read through 2026 because I'm going to take my time and look up the vocabulary that is unknown to me. I believe this is a mix of current affair, but also going back and paying an homage to his mom, as I think she died close to a year ago, but I'm not sure. There's going to be a lot of memories of his mom and probably his mom's life. So I haven't touched it yet, but I look forward to begin this new journey with one of my favorite authors. Question number 3. I'll grab my glasses. Is there a new release you are still waiting for? Carrère was it. But I recently found out that Natasha Solomons has a new book just been published in Italy, and I believe the title in English is I Am Cleopatra. So it's a retelling, and since I love Natasha Solomons, I read, I think, 3 books from her so far, and all of them were so different from one another, and enjoyed them thoroughly. And yes, I'll definitely either rent this one at the library or purchase it. Question number 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, I got confused for a second because I already listed 3 books that are in my TBR in December that I will read. I have 3 more. Yes, because I really overdid it with my December TBR this time. But I'm really doing good with The Prime of Life, the second autobiographical book by Simone de Beauvoir. I have the Italian copy here. See, I have probably like 100 pages to go. I also have another book by Irene Nemirovsky, which is not translated in English. It's such a tiny book. It's comprehensive of 2 novels. One is Christmas in Paris. Isn't this cover adorable? I believe I've shown you this one already in a recent book tag about my favorite covers. And the other short novel is The Carnival in Nice. So I will also soon talk about 2 books by Nemirovsky I've read this autumn in my probably next video, which is going to be the last wrap up of my fall reads. I also been gifted with this book by an Italian author, Maria Teresa Martin, and this is Un'impresa per 5. It can be translated as an adventure for 4. So even if this is a book for kids, I got really intrigued by the story and I briefly translated it, and I'm going to read it to you. Alberto, a teen who despises nature due to his parents' garden chores, bonds online with 4 friends who feel similarly burdened. And they all come from different continents, by the way. When a mysterious global wind wipes out every tree except a handful of ancient ones, humanity faces ecological collapse. Separated across continents, the boys investigate why the old trees survived and uncover not only the vital role of nature, but also the deeper value of family, community, and the ancestral reverence that once bound humans to the living world. Well, I think this is such a family book, not only for kids. So I look forward to chat about this book, although not yet available in English. Who knows? I wish Maria Teresa all the best being able to translate this book and exporting it everywhere. Moving on with question number 5. What trends have you noticed in your reading this year? I'm more and more drawn to what I described in another tag, a recent tag, testimonial literature, which is a term I've heard from one of my favorite writers, Azar Nafisi, where you're finding yourself in pages that talk about historical facts, but also there is a story to be told. So you're getting more emotional because of the human aspect of it, not just the facts and what happened. So I really like historical novel or based on true facts, investigations. And I also found myself being drawn to look for authors more than, the bestseller book of the moment. I found myself discovering many great authors this year. And this is the way I think I want to shape my 2026, but that's part of another question. So moving on. Question number 6, how do you feel about your reading goals? Anything you want to change, adjust, or abandon? So I think I mentioned, again, so repetitive, in a different book tag that I want to slow down next year. I don't want to take part in any challenges. I feel that the commitment sort of puts a little bit of pressure on having to stick to the plan rather to expand and as it happened with books, sometimes you read something that makes you think about something else and you get distracted. So I just want to build my TBRs month by month and having a little bit of freedom on my picks, but still enjoy the sharing experience. So that's why I probably would prefer doing more buddy reads than challenges, and just really soak in everything I read and not feel rushed that I have to accomplish so many challenges. So slowing down, that's my motto next year. Last question. Have you already started making reading plans for next year? Yes, I have. Let me grab my plans. So in January, here's my first buddy read. It's kind of a spoiler. I hope Renee doesn't mind. With my friend Renee at Beyond Books, we are going to cross paths again with James Baldwin, and we're going to read Another Country. We read Giovanni's Room in 2025 and loved it, so we couldn't wait to get our hands on another James Baldwin book. In February, I'm going to read with Precious On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Wong. Quite curious to read this one as well. In March, with Lorica Bratherton, we're going to read Marco Valdo by the one and only Italo Calvino. I read this a long time ago in school, but I have no recollection whatsoever. Well, many decades passed. April, I'm going to read this book with Angelina at Books Do Things to Me. She gifted me this book, Alamut by Vladimir Bartol, who is a Slovenian author. And this is an historical book. And we're going to read this with Angelina and another booktuber, which the name escapes me, but I will add it here and in the info box. So this book is a brilliant paradox. A 20th century Slovenian novelist living in Trieste, Italy, drew characters from 11th century Persia and wove an allegory on the fascism engulfing Europe at the dawn of the World War II. In the 21st century, in a triumph of metathesis and anachronism worthy of Jorge Luis Borges, the allegory has become more real than the events it portrayed. This masterpiece, admired enough to be translated into 19 languages, a bestseller throughout Western Europe, and an inspiration for video games, has never had its moment in English. Now, thanks to a sparkling translation by Michael Biggins, Alamut is available to a whole new audience. Can't wait to put my eyes on this one as well. So yeah, I think my 2026 is looking bright so far. I also have scheduled a couple of reads with Italian booktubers. So I still have my Italian channel to keep me busy as well. So this is it. This was my end of the year plans, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to chat with you in the comments. In the meantime, happy reading. See you next time.